Welcome to the Senior Estate Concierge Show. At Senior Estate Concierge, our mission is to bridge the gaps in the senior services industry and provide a highly compassionate, trusted, and caring team of professional solution providers and resources for seniors and families dealing with life changes and challenges. Find us online at seniorestateconcierge.com.
Senior Estate Concierge podcasts are designed to be informational and educational while featuring trustworthy service providers, and are also made possible through the support of a select group of sponsors. Did you know Blue Moon Estate Sales assists individuals and families with downsizing and relocation beyond preparing and hosting an estate sale? They are your one-stop resource for helping you plan and executing your transition. For further information, please contact Blue Moon Estate Sales of Katy today at 832-614-8490. This is Gail Stolzenburg with another Senior Estate Concierge podcast. Each week we present a podcast with one of our members. Today we are interviewing Shona Jackson, personal chef, founder and CEO of Chefs for Seniors North and Southeast Houston Metro, and a member of the Southeast chapter. Shona, let's start off with where were you born and where'd you go to school and so forth?
Okay, thanks for having me, Gail. I'm a native Houstonian, so born and raised here in Houston, and I attended college at the University of Texas at Austin. And when I graduated from UT, I actually moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where I worked in corporate America at AT&T. And while I worked at AT&T, I actually went to law school. And when I finished law school, I actually became a practicing attorney and practiced law in Atlanta for a few years. And then I moved to Savannah, Georgia, and I practiced law there for about 7 years. I moved back here to Houston about 12 years ago to be closer to my parents. They were getting older, and I wanted to be able to be closer to them and enjoy them while they were still in good health. And so I moved back here 12 years ago and was kind of in a career rut, needed a little career change. And I actually grew up in the restaurant industry. My dad opened his first restaurant when I was 2, and he put me to work when I was 11. So I grew up in the business, didn't want anything to do with the business as far as working in a restaurant. But I convinced him to let me help him manage his last remaining restaurant. Because I thought at the time what I would do is combine that practical experience with my legal knowledge and open a practice focusing on restaurant law. And it was always on my bucket list to go to culinary school, though. So while I worked with him, I enrolled at San Jacinto College in their culinary arts department. And while I was in culinary school, I found out about Chefs for Seniors, listening to NPR one night. And they weren't franchising at the time, but by the time, about 6 months after I finished culinary school, I checked their website and found out they were franchising, and that was in 2018. And I filled out the paperwork, and the rest is history. So I will celebrate 6 years being in business at the end of this month.
Oh, my gosh. I was wondering where... It sounded like a paradigm shift there from law school to being a chef, and you actually spent your entire life preparing for this Chef for Seniors position, didn't you?
I did. Looking back on it, I've been able to build on all of my experience in corporate America and practicing law. And growing up, working in the restaurant business. So yeah, I was able to combine everything.
Well, it sounds like you really enjoy that. So, why did you get involved with the Senior Estate Concierge?
Oh, well, I actually found out about it, I think, from Lori, and she invited me to a meeting. This was before COVID, so I think the Senior State Concierge has maybe been around for maybe a year.
Oh,
And she invited me to a meeting, and I was very much captivated by the mission of the group, and I liked everybody that I met there, and so I decided to become a member.
Well, we're glad that you did. I can tell you that, and it's been very, very helpful to many people. So, can you tell us a little bit about how exactly does Chef with Seniors fit in with the Senior Estate Concierge, and tell us a little bit about your business and maybe even a case study if you have one.
Sure. So with the Senior Estate Concierge, of course, the mission is to really provide a platform for seniors and their caregivers to have a place where they can come and obtain resources. And Chefs for Seniors is one of those resources. We provide in-home personal chef services to seniors and to others, but mainly to seniors that are unable to cook, or they're just tired of cooking, or let's say the doctors put them on a special diet and they don't know how to execute that diet. And so they reach out to us. And what I do is I have a team of chefs who work for me. And some companies deliver the meals. I deliver the chef. And so we will do the grocery shopping, and we go to our clients' homes, and we provide some companionship while we cook. And while we're in the home, we prepare 4 dishes for them, and they select the dishes. And from those 4 dishes, they end up with about 12 to 14 servings. We package them, label them, put them in the refrigerator, clean up the kitchen. We tailor everything to their dietary needs and food preferences. And then all our clients have to do is reheat and eat.
Guys, that sounds fantastic.
Yes. So it provides a way for our clients to be able to age in place. Because for a lot of seniors, they are able to do pretty well on their own. But a lot of them, meals become very difficult for them, especially if they're no longer able to cook. Mm-hmm. Or they just don't want to cook anymore. And the tendency is to buy frozen meals or eat out or DoorDash, all those sorts of things, which don't tend to be healthy for them. Because processed food is high in sodium. Restaurant food can be high in sodium and fat. And so our service provides them with a resource that enables them to age in place, but still have healthy meals available to them.
Well,
so we've been able to do this for almost 6 years now, and here until about 2 or 3 months ago, I was still cooking for my very first client. He started cooking for her in December of, I guess, 2018. At the time, she and her husband, they were both 90, and unfortunately, her husband passed away. It'll be 2 years in December. But she moved out of her home and moved into an independent living. But she made sure that she moved someplace where she would have her kitchen, because she wanted to make sure she could bring her chef. And so I continued cooking for her, and until about 2 months ago when she moved to a different assisted living. But it's been great. She's one of the family. I'm one of her family, and she's now a spry 96-year-old. Still in great health.
Gulf Coast Moves is a senior move management company, a proud NASMM member since 2012, offering downsizing, relocation, customized packing and unpacking, mover coordination, house preparation, basic staging, decluttering, and organizing services. In addition, they will happily coordinate auction, consignment, and donation options, as well as all professional services needed during a move to ensure a smooth transition for their clients. You can reach Lori Maggio, that's Maggio, at 203-216-1376 or Lori at coastaltownmoves.com. So tell us what a typical day is like for you, Shona.
Well, nowadays I am no longer in the kitchen. When I first started, it was just me. I didn't have any employees, so I did everything. I did the cooking, I did the marketing, I did everything. Whereas now I have a team of, I think, 13 chefs. So I'm up to 13 chefs servicing the metropolitan Houston area. So the entire north side of Houston, the Woodlands, Conroe Spring, Southeast Houston, Pearland, Pasadena, League City, and then we also service Central Houston and Katy upon request. And so I spend my days basically managing those chefs, also, of course, working on marketing, doing networking with other individuals, strategizing about how to grow the business, looking at the best ways to expand. I also, these days, instead of spending time in the kitchen cooking for clients, I spend a lot of time out in the community doing cooking demonstrations. And so I partner with companies like Oak Street Health and CenterWell and provide cooking demonstrations to their patients. I go to 55 plus communities and do cooking demonstrations there for their residents, and also different community centers around the city, churches, and our mission is to improve seniors' lives through food. And sometimes that is not by being in the kitchen. Sometimes that's by being in the community and educating seniors on how to prepare healthy meals for themselves via the cooking demonstrations.
Well, tell us just a little bit about what your future plans are, Shona.
So my future plans are I want to continue to build chefs for seniors here in the Houston area, expand, increase the number of seniors that we are able to service, continue doing the cooking demonstrations, also looking at ways that we can also help the residential assisted living. So these are residential homes where seniors are able to live in a smaller environment than a big residential assisted living. But those homes need help with cooking as well.
Right.
So expanding our services to be able to prepare meals for their residents. And then I'm also working on a cooking show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. The show is called Foodies Over 50. So my audience will be the same individuals that we serve in their homes and the same individuals that I do cooking demonstrations for in the community. But this way, I can affect more lives than just those seniors who live here in the Houston area. People everywhere will be able to benefit from knowing how to prepare healthy meals for themselves.
Well, it sounds like you have a very, very busy day, but if you do have some spare time, what do you do when you're away from work?
Oh, gosh. Well, I love to read. So even if I'm not able to physically sit down and read a book, a lot of times while I'm doing other things or while I'm commuting, I'm listening to audiobooks, fiction and nonfiction. Also love to listen to podcasts. I love music. I love art. So when I have time, that's what I love to do, and hope to continue to be able to do that and have more time to do that as my business grows and I delegate more responsibilities to my team.
Well, I know our listeners are going to want to find out how to get in touch with you. What is the best contact information for you, Shona?
So they can reach me by telephone at 832-956-1848. They can email me at Shona, SHONAH, at chefsforseniors.com. They can also go to my website, which is chefsforseniors.com/north-south Southeast-Houston.
Okay, well, that concludes our podcast. Shona, I want to thank you so much for sharing all of that information with us. To listen to another podcast or to learn more about Senior Estate Concierge, go to seniorestateconcierge.com or contact me. It's Gail, that's Gail, at seniorestateconcierge.com.
Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast? It is the absolute best way to grow your brand, spread your message, and build your following. Fresh Media Works can help. We do all the heavy lifting, and you just focus on your message. To find out how easy we can make launching your new podcast, call 713-269-4620 or check us out at freshmediaworks.com.